Hey everybody, welcome to Klaus to the Heart. I am Jason Klaus. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a little bit since we've uploaded a new episode, and I wanted to get something up this week. And this is full disclosure, my third time attempting this, but after a lot of trial and error and trying different things, I think I may finally have a winning formula here that we're going to try to incorporate into the next episode. But I wanted to get something new out because it had been a while. But I wanted it to be something that most everybody can relate to. And I had put out a post on Facebook the other day, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, something you want an opinion on, I received an email from a buddy of mine, and as if it was another sign, because it was actually a topic that I had been kind of toying with, but I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to, how to go about, talking about it that would resonate. Um, but it hammered the point home that this is, obviously something that I should use as a topic for the show. So we're going to kind of dive into one of the most fragile, fulfilling relationships that you will ever have during the course of your lifetime, and that is friendship. And what is deemed a good friend, and for all of us, we may have very different opinions of what makes a good friend or a best friend or things of that nature. Um, it's individualized based on our own experiences and upbringings and where we come from. Not everybody has the exact same story. So how and the way you evaluate your relationships in your life, they differentiate between person to person. But I believe, instead of trying to overcomplicate everything, I think if you break down fundamentally what makes a good friend and what you would expect in a good friend, it kind of comes down to a handful of things. It comes down to appreciation, it comes down to trust, it comes down to acceptance, and when you that's pretty much it in a nutshell, because not everything has to be overcomplicated. That a friendship, a meaningful friendship, is somebody that you have a lot of trust in, and that they are going to be there for you when you need them. Whether they're having the absolute worst day of their life or they're having the best day of their life and they need somebody to celebrate that with. You share all these milestones and holidays and birthdays and, these monumental events in your life. They wouldn't mean nearly as much if you didn't have that camaraderie of a good friend to share those experiences with. And we take friendships for granted a lot of times. I've done it. I'm sure most of you have done it, because you just always expect that person or those people to be there when you need them, when it's on your time. And we all get in this rut where we're on a schedule, schedule after schedule, work, kids, family, school, the whole 9 yards. And it's easy to get caught up in your everyday life, and you not forget, I guess that's not the right term, but your friendships are kind of put on the back burner a lot of time. And it wasn't all that long ago. I woke up one day and I'm just like, man, I haven't talked to so and so, and I haven't seeing this person. And, and one of the pluses, one of the positives about social media, Facebook and Twitter and things of this nature, we have a new avenue to communicate. If, your childhood best friend, lives in a different part of the state or in another state from where you're at, you have social media there to further that communication. And so that's one of the good things. You post your pictures. You can do the FaceTime and through Messenger and video calls and text messaging and all that. So you have that renewed, or you have expanded opportunity for communication. Utilize it. I believe I also believe that a good friendship, it's got to be a two-way street. And this is another thing where I have been very guilty of, not being as engaging or as accessible to my friends when they may have needed me, and I have felt terrible about it. But now I make a point, a couple times during the week, if I haven't talked to somebody or seen them in a while, I'll send them a text message. I'll send them a meme, or let them know that I was thinking about them and I appreciate them. Because appreciation is another thing that can make or break a friendship, or at least put some strain on it. Because it's important. We as humans want to feel good about things. We want to feel like we make a difference, and we want to feel like we matter to other people. And a lot of times you may not hear from somebody unless they need something, monetarily, or they need to borrow a tool that you'll never see again, or whatever it is. They're friends of convenience, I guess. And that's a totally individual circumstance, to where you will respond how you feel you should. There is no right way or wrong way. Other people can understand if you entertain that kind of friendship, and then there's another part of you that there's another part of people that question why you giving this individual the time of day. Good friendships, healthy friendships, you're there when you're needed. They're there when they're needed, and it's a two-way street. If you're the one who is making the majority of the attempts to make contact, or initiate contact, and you're not getting a whole lot of feedback, one way or the other, that kind of pretty much tells you, one of two things. Either they are just, stupid busy to where, they can't respond, or, on the extreme side of things, they, perhaps, in reality, that your friendship may not be held as in high regard with them as they are with you. And to me, now that I'm in my 40s, I have a very select grouping of people that I consider my friends, that I will go to bat for every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And I make a point, almost obnoxiously, I'm sure at this point, to let them know, that I do appreciate them and that they do mean something. Because when my final day on earth comes, and hopefully that's not for quite some time, but when that final day comes, I don't want any of my friends to question where they stood with me. I don't want them to wonder what they meant to me. My friendships mean a lot to me. They have a huge, piece of my heart, and it doesn't. I shared a meme the other day. It was and I'm paraphrasing here. It's not how long you've known people, or something along those lines. It's who came and stayed, and I've some of my closest friends are ones that I've known for 25 or 30 years, and then on the other side of the equation, 4 or 5. But these are meaningful people in my life, and they make a huge difference, as I'm sure your friends do, for you and to you. But don't, and this is for the younger demographic here, you know, they put a lot of stock into how many friends they have on their Facebook profile friends list, and I am not nearly as impressed with 15,000 friends, the majority of which you would probably have no idea who they were if they walked up to you on the street, versus those people who actually utilize the word friend, and they and you can tell just by their presentation on social media. So uh, again, it's individualized. There is no right way or wrong way to evaluate what you consider a friend. I believe there's got to be mutual trust. That's the big one. Mutual respect, admiration and communication. That is huge. If there is an issue, if there is an elephant in the room, if there is anything that just is not sitting right, and every time you have correspondence one way or the other, and you just feel that tension, you need to communicate and figure out what the problem is and try to come up with an amicable solution that will get you both or all of you over that hump, because a lot of times a lot of conflicts can be resolved just by talking it out, and I don't mean posting your business on social media. I mean actually having a conversation with the other party, and try to get to a resolution. But with that being said, appreciate all of your support, watching the show. The next episode, hopefully we've got all the bugs worked out, so we'll take a different approach with it. If you have any feedback on the show, cloudstotheheart@gmail.com is the email address, or you can find us on Facebook. So with that, I appreciate you all, and we will see you next time.